Hey there everybody, it's your favorite YouTube superstar, Happier Up here, back with another epic video. Today's date is April 1st, 2023, and we're going to be diving into Slay the Spire with some spicy modifiers. That's right, we're doing a curse run with the diverse and binary modifiers. For those who don't know, in a curse run, you start with a nasty curse card that can really mess up your deck. And with a diverse modifier, we're going to have to build a deck with cards from all three character classes. Finally, with binary, we can only add cards with even or odd costs. It's going to be a wild ride, folks, so grab your favorite snack, sit back, and enjoy the show, because this is going to be one epic run. While we get started, a quick factoid about the Ironclad and Slay the Spire. Did you know that the Ironclad starting relic, the Burning Blood, is based on an actual medical condition called hemochromatosis? Hemochromatosis is a condition in which the body absorbs too much iron from food, leading to a buildup of iron in the blood and tissues. This can cause a range of health problems, including fatigue, joint pain, and damage to the liver, pancreas, and other organs. In Slay the Spire, the Ironclad's Burning Blood relic represents the fact that his body is constantly burning through excess iron, which gives him a boost of health at the start of each combat. So next time you play as the Ironclad, remember that you're not just playing the game, you're also learning about a real-life medical condition. Alright, moving on. So the first choice is between Pray and Cleave. I think because I only have starter cards, Cleave could be a better choice at this point. It's a common attack and deals significant damage to multiple enemies, making it useful in early battles when I may face multiple enemies. So let's take it. Yeah, here I think I'll remove one of my starter cards, the Strikes, because they're relatively weak and don't offer much value compared to other attack cards. Also, removing a Strike will make it more efficient by increasing the odds of drawing stronger cards like the Cleave I just picked up. And losing 7 HP is a relatively small price to pay, especially since I have 80 HP already. Okay, so here I recommend upgrading one of my remaining Strikes. This will improve my deck's overall performance by increasing the damage output of my Strikes, which are my basic attack cards. They deal more damage while upgraded, which can be very useful in early stages of my run. And while the other options can also be good, I think upgrading a Strike is a safe and reliable choice. Okay, based on the amount of gold I have here, I think I will take the Metallicize. Metallicize is an uncommon power card that gives me 3 block at the end of each turn. It can help me survive longer in battles and improve my overall defense, which is particularly important in longer battles or with battles with enemies that deal a lot of damage. And since I already have a Cleave card and an upgraded Strike, I might have enough damage to handle most battles, but maybe not enough defense to survive them. So Metallicize can help to address this weakness and make my deck more well-rounded. Now, if I had extra gold left over, I would consider removing a Strike or a Fend, but I don't have that, so let's move on. So here, because I'm already at 73 out of 80 health, and I'm feeling very comfortable with my current health, it might be better to save my gold and just move on from the Cleric event. Alright, next, a factoid about the Silent. So one of the original names considered for the Silent character during the development was the Witch. The design for the character was also inspired by the idea of a poisonous assassin. So here, because I already have a decent amount of attack options, I think I'll take the Blade Dance over Rampage. So Blade Dance can give me a good source of Shiv cards that can be useful in taking down enemies with low health, especially if I upgrade them to get more Shivs. Shivs can also be useful for triggering effects that activate when you play multiple attack cards such as Infinite Blades or Accuracy. I don't think Rampage is that good, so yeah, let's just take the Shiv here. The Blade Dance, I mean. Okay, next factoid about the Defect. So the Defect is the only character in Slay the Spire that is not biological. The Defect is a mechanical being created by the Ancients, and its cards and abilities are focused on channeling and manipulating orbs. So here I got the choice between Halt and Thunderclap. Because I already have Cleave and an upgrade Strike, I think I'll pick the Halt over the Thunderclap. It's a decent skill that costs 1 energy and gives me 5 block and ends your turn. Yeah, let's just take that. Alright, during this fight, I'm going to tell you a joke about the Ironclad. Why did the Ironclad refuse to go on a second date with the Silent? Because the Silent kept trying to shiv him. Get it? Okay, that wasn't that great. What about, why did the Silent become a ninja instead of a musician? Because she preferred throwing stars to chords. Well, it's also not that great. Alright, one last one about the Defect. Why did the Defect refuse to play poker? Because it couldn't handle the constant charge and discharge. And just to finish this, why did the Watcher go to the gym? To work on her divination. Okay, those are not that great. All right, let's move on. So I got the Strawberry Relic. Strawberry is a common relic in Slay the Spire that gives me 7 maximum HP. This means that my maximum HP will permanently increase by 7 points, which is very helpful in my run, as it can help me to survive longer in battles. So next, I think I will pick up the Sneaky Strike over the stack. Since I am playing with the Ironclad, I might not have a lot of cards that cost 0 energy, which means Sneaky Strike might not always gain additional damage. However, it still is decent damage for a 0 energy card, making it an efficient card to play. On the other hand, Stag requires 1 energy to play, and even though it grants me 1 focus, which can be helpful in increasing the effectiveness of my orbs, it may not be the best choice for my deck at this point in the run. Alright, because I'm fighting the Lagavulin here, let me try to make fun of it a little bit. So, Lagavulin, the laziest and sleepiest of all the Slay the Spire inhabitants. This creature is so lethargic that it's surprising it even bothers to attack you. I mean, come on, it spends most of its time snoozing in its own vomit. And when it does finally decide to fight, it's not like it puts much of a challenge. Its attacks are slower than a snail on tranquilizers, and its strategy is about as sophisticated as a toddler's. So if you're having trouble beating the Lagavulin, don't worry, you're not alone. Just remember, you're not fighting a real opponent, you're just fighting a hangover couch potato in a shell. That is pretty harsh. Alright, next I got the Pentagraph Relic. So the Pentagraph is a common relic in Slay the Spire that gives you a one-time heal for 25% of your maximum HP at the start of each boss battle. This means that if I have lost some health during the previous floor, the Pentagraph will help me heal back up. Alright, so given with what I have in my deck so far, I think it makes sense to take the Sweeping Beam. Since I'm playing with the Ironclad, my deck might not have that many cards that deal AoE damage, so Sweeping Beam is a useful addition to my deck. The added benefit of drawing a card can also help me cycle through the deck faster, potentially finding the cards I need to win battles. So let's just review the deck so far. I have a bunch of Strikes and Defense. I have the Cleave. I have the Whirlwind, Blade Dance, Halt, Sneaky Strike, Sweeping Beam, and then I got the Strawberry and Pentagraph Relics. So yeah, this looks pretty good so far. Oh, and then yes, I also have the Decay Curse from a treasure chest. Ah yes, the Slay the Spire shopkeeper, that wily old merchant with its ever-rotating stack of potions, relics, and cards. He's always there, ready to take my hard-earned gold and give me, what exactly? A fancy hat? A pair of boots? Some questionable potions that could be snake oil for all I know? But let's be real, who hasn't fallen victim to his clever marketing tactics? Buy one, get one free, he says, conveniently forgetting to mention that the free item is a cursed relic that will slowly drain your life force. And don't even get me started on his prices. One moment he's charging you an arm and a leg for a basic attack card, the next he's offering to sell you the shirt off his own back for a pittance. But hey, at least he's reliable. You can always count on him to be there, lurking in the shadow of every floor, waiting to entice you with his wares. And even if you walk away empty-handed or broke, you have to admit there's something charming about that old rascal. Alright, in this shop, I think I can afford, and I think I will take the Sands of Time and Self-Repair. So Sands of Time helps me block more efficiently by increasing my dexterity, while Self-Repair can help me stay healthy and potentially survive longer in battles. Both of these cards can provide long-term benefits, which can be very helpful as I progress through the run. As far as potions, I may have considered the Distilled Chaos Potion, but unfortunately I don't have enough gold to afford it. Ah yes, the sentries. Hey sentries, you guys are like the bouncers of the Spire, but instead of keeping people out, you just let them in and beat them up. Honestly, you're more like the bullies of the Spire, and I'm here to tell you that the Ironclad isn't afraid of a couple of glorified security guards. You might be good at blocking hits, but you're not so good at blocking insults. So in conclusion, the sentries are like a bad hangover. They'll leave you feeling beat up, regretful, and wondering how you got into this mess in the first place. Alright, next I got the Self-Forming Clay Relic. It's a rare relic in Slay the Spire that gives me 3 block at the start of each turn for each debuff I have. This means that if I have multiple debuffs in play, the Self-Forming Clay can provide a significant amount of block each turn. It's a solid relic to have, especially if I have a deck which can generate debuffs consistently, or if I just anticipate encountering many debuffs throughout my run. Alright, between these choices, I think I'll take Glacier over True Grit. Glacier is a rare defect power card that costs 2 energy and gives you 3 block and 1 frost orb each turn. Yeah, I think it's just better. Alright, Penib is a common relic that gives me a 50% chance of dealing double damage whenever I play an attack card that costs 2 or more energy. It's a solid relic to have, especially if I have a deck that focuses on high cost attacks and dealing damage quickly. Alright, because I'm fighting the Hexagos next, it's important that I consider the cards and potions that help me defend against it. So with that in mind, I think I should take the Charged Battery card. It will help me generate more energy and play more cards each turn, allowing me to block more effectively or deal more damage. If I had the gold, I would also consider the Flex Potion, especially because I have Pennib, but unfortunately I don't, so I will take the Charged Battery and move on. Okay, so here I should upgrade the Whirlwind. Oh, wait, actually, no, never mind. I never got the Whirlwind. So maybe instead I should upgrade the Cleave. Yeah, it will increase the damage output from 8 to 11, making it a much more powerful AoE card. Alright, now that we're fighting the Hexaghost, here a quick factoid about it. So did you know that the Hexaghost name is a reference to the game developer Megacrit? The Hexa in Hexaghost refers to the 6 people who make up Megacrit, while the Ghost is obviously a nod to the fact that the boss is, well, a ghost. Let's try a poem about the Hexaghost. Hexaghost, fury and bright, dancing flames light up the night. A master of heat and smoke, its foes soon become a joke. Its form shifts with every blow, a clever and agile foe. But those who face it with might can vanquish its fury light. So gather your strength and your wits and face the Hexaghost with grit. For though it may be fierce and bold, its flames can be extinguished cold. Alright, here is a choice between Omniscience, a rare defect skill card, and Limit Break, a rare Ironclad skill card. I think I should take the Limit Break here, because I have a deck that focuses on building strength and dealing damage through attacks. Limit Break can be a very powerful tool for quickly increasing my damage output and potentially ending battles more quickly. Okay, so these boss relics. Let's see, so Sneko Eye is a rare boss relic that gives me a random energy cost for each card that I draw. Ectoplasm gives me additional 100 gold, but also prevents me from gaining any more gold for the rest of the run. And Velvet Choker is a random boss relic that gives me additional energy turns, but limits me to playing a maximum of 6 cards per turn. So, based on my deck, I think I should take the Sneko Eye relic. Sneko Eye can be unpredictable, but it can also be a powerful tool for generating resources and potentially winning battles more quickly. Yeah, let's take it. It's weird to have a Sneko Eye as a relic, right? I mean, Sneko is a snake-like creature with a large head and a single eye. Kinda weird to grab its eye. I guess it makes sense, because Sneko is an enemy that has the ability to randomly alter the cost of cards in the player's hand during battle. So the eye of the Sneko is a unique and distinctive feature, so it likely contributes to its use as a relic in the game. It does seem a little strange, but relics in Slay the Spire can be any items or object that can be used as a special ability or a power-up for the player. In the case of Sneko Eye, the relic prevents the power and influence of the Sneko over the player's draw pile, giving me a chance to draw extra cards at the cost of reduced energy, and sometimes causing confusion by shuffling the cost of the cards. Alright, so here I have the choice between an upgraded Flame Barrier and a Cold Snap. I think I should take the upgraded Flame Barrier. It's a powerful defensive card, deals damage to enemies whenever they attack me. So yeah, I think it's pretty solid. Let's take it. So here, these are not great options. I wish I could choose not to take either option. But if you see, if I go to the map and just move on, it doesn't actually let me do that. So unfortunately, I have to make a decision here. Yeah, fine. Let's just take the curse here. Okay, Shelled Parasite. You know why the Shelled Parasite had to go to the doctor? Because it had a case of crabby pincers. Or how about this one? Why did the Shelled Parasite cross the road? To get to the other slime. Alright, moving on from jokes. So, choice between Blade Dance and Crescendo. So Blade Dance is probably better here. It allows me to generate multiple shivs, and I already have a copy of Blade Dance already. Crescendo can be very useful to enter the Wrath Dance, but I don't have any other cards that synergize with it. And then once I enter Wrath Dance, I might be vulnerable to enemy attacks. So I think I should take Blade Dance here. Alright, in this fight I think I want to talk a little bit about my favorite cards. So for the Ironclad, I really like the Corruption card. It allows me to play all of my skills and powers for free, but also costs all future cards to cost 1 additional energy. This can be very powerful when used correctly, as it allows me to play many cards in a single turn without worrying about energy costs. So with the Silent, my favorite card is Noxious Fumes. It causes all enemies to take damage at the end of their turn, making it a great way to whittle down the health of tough enemies over time. Alright, moving on, between Skewer and Consecrate, I think I should take the Skewer. It's a powerful attack card, deals a lot of damage for relatively low energy, especially if I have a large number of cards in my hand. Yeah, let's take it. Okay, for this fight, let me tell you a story that happened recently. So, I went on vacation to a tropical island. As I was lounging on the beach, I caught the eye of a handsome stranger who approached me and struck up a conversation. I hit it up immediately with the stranger and spent the rest of my day together exploring the island and enjoying each other's company. Before I continue with the story, let's first decide on which cards to take here. I think I'll probably take Pummel Strike here. It's a strong card, deals moderate damage, but more importantly, allows me to draw another card. So yeah, let's take this. To wrap up the story from before, the dinner was great. I was swept off my feet, and I shared a passionate kiss under the stars. But as the night wore on, I started to feel uneasy. I couldn't quite put my finger on it, but something about the stranger didn't quite feel right. I realized with a shock that the stranger had been a merman. I had heard stories of such creatures before, but never imagined that I would encounter one myself. The merman quickly swam away, disappearing in the ocean, and I was left alone on the beach, shaken but also a little bit thrilled by the unexpected adventure. Alright, I'm sorry, that was a made-up story. That did not happen. Okay, back to Slay the Spire. So, Book of Stabbing. It's an enemy, literally a book with a dagger. Why don't I just roast it? Let me tell you, that book is a real page-turner. It attacks are sharp and to the point, but let's be honest, it's not exactly Tolstoy. I mean, if you're gonna go up against the book, at least make it a classic like War and Peace or something. This one is just a cheap thriller. Plus, I heard it's a total ripoff of the Da Vinci Code. Alright, next I got the Orichalcum Relic. It gives me 2 block at the end of your turn if I didn't play any attacks that turn. Now I always wondered what Orichalcum means. So apparently Orichalcum is a metal mentioned in ancient Greek texts such as the Iliad or Odyssey. It was said to be a rare and valuable metal, often associated with the mystical city of Atlantis. The exact composition of Orichalcum is unknown, but is often described as having a bright gold-like color and a heavy reflective surface. In some legends, Orichalcum was said to be stronger and more valuable than even gold or silver. In the context of Slay the Spire, the Orichalcum relic is likely representing the rarity and value of the metal it is named after, as well as its defensive properties. So, based on my deck, I think I should probably just skip this card. So Bane is a decent poison card, but I don't have any poison. And Darkness is a relatively weak card that only generates orbs of darkness. And I'm playing as the Ironclad, so Darkness won't be that effective for my current deck. Yeah, I don't feel either card would be particularly useful, so it's probably better that I skip this card choice and save my gold for future opportunities. Alright, so I think I have a pretty decent deck here. Let me see. Based on this, I can either upgrade Blade Dance or Skewer. Let me think. Yeah, well, maybe I should upgrade either the Skewer or Flame Barrier. The upgraded Flame Barrier. I think I'll upgrade the Skewer. It will increase the damage of 7 to 9. And the Flame Barrier is already upgraded, right? Yeah, let's upgrade the Skewer. I always wondered, how many minions can the Gremlin Leader summon? Was it 3? Or 4? No, I think it's 3. 3 unique minions, right? I remember one of them with the Fat Gremlin. Then there's also Sneaky Gremlin and Shield Gremlin. Alright, next I got the Preserved Insect Relic. It's a very useful relic, reduces the HP of all enemies in combat by 25%. Very effective against enemies with high health pools. And the card choice is between Blasphemy and Fear No Evil. I also think I should skip this one. So Blasphemy is a very powerful card, but it kills me on my next turn. And I already have a bunch of strong offensive cards, so I don't think I need to get another one. Yeah, let's just skip this one. Alright, next I got the Mawbank Relic, which is very useful. It allows me to gain extra gold after each combat based on how much unspent gold I have at the end of each turn. And I guess Maw is another word for the jaws of a creature. So I guess I'm saving the gold in the jaws of some creature I killed. Alright, next I should probably upgrade either the upgraded Flame Barrier or the Metallicize. Both can be very useful. Upgrading them would make them even more effective at blocking enemy attacks. Let's upgrade the Metallicize. Yeah, it increases the amount of block it provides from 3 to 4, making it a very reliable defensive card. I always wondered how, imagine as I enter the room, I see the Taskmaster barking orders at a group of slavers. The slavers are hard at work forging chains and preparing cages for the next victims. The Taskmaster, a towering figure with rippling muscles and a cruel sneer, is overseeing their work with a whip in hand. The slavers, on the other hand, are a motley crew of misfits and outcasts, Each one has a unique weapon or tool, from a rusty saw to a spiked mace. Despite their rough exteriors, they seem to be working in a perfect harmony, executing the Taskmaster's orders with military precision. As I approach, the Taskmaster turns to face me with a wicked grin. "Ah, fresh meat," he growls. "Just what we've been waiting for. Boys, let's give our new guest a proper welcome." The slavers spring into action, brandishing their weapons and charging towards the player. It's clear that they've been trained well by the Taskmaster, and they fight with a brutal efficiency that borders on savage. Alright, moving on from that lore. The Centennial Puzzle, very useful relic. It can help me draw additional cards at the start of each combat. Specifically, I'll be able to draw 3 extra cards at the start of my next turn. This can be a very powerful effect as it allows you to cycle through the deck more quickly and potentially find me the cards I need to win the combat. Alright, between Quick Slash and Twin Strike, I think I'll take the Quick Slash. Yeah, I have extra energy with Cursed Key, and I have extra strength with Duvidal, so Quick Slash can be a very powerful card that allows me to deal a lot of damage quickly. Let's take it. Alright, next I have plenty of gold to spend in this shop. Let me see, so I think I should take Rupture. With Duvidal giving me additional strength, Rupture can be very powerful. Let's also take Backflip. A very useful card, allows me to draw cards and gain block at the same time. Yeah, I can draw 2 cards and gain 5 block. Okay, and then I think I should also take the Explosive Potion. It's a very powerful potion that can deal a lot of damage to an enemy at once. Specifically, it's 10 damage to all enemies, making it a great option for clearing out large groups of weak enemies or dealing some additional damage to a stronger foe. If I do that, I will still have 145 golds remaining, which I can use in the future. I don't think I should buy anything else. I should just stick with these cards and the potion and move on to the next floor. Alright, the Vampire event. Which one was this again? Ah, right. Okay, I can either remove all strikes and receive 5 bites. I think I should take that. Yeah, strikes are generally considered to be weaker, and having them removed from the deck can help streamline my strategy and make it easier to draw more useful cards. And I already have a lot of maximum health, so taking a hit to my max health is, I think, a reasonable trade-off. Alright, Centurion is a Roman soldier. In the game, it's portrayed as a heavily armored warrior wielding a sword and shield. The association of mystic, it's likely a reference to the ancient Roman practice of incorporating mystical and religious beliefs into their military campaigns. The mystic is a reference to the soothsayers and seers who were often consulted before making important decisions or going into battles in ancient times. Together they represent the blending of a military might with spiritual and mystical guidance, a common theme in ancient Roman history and mythology. Alright, I think picking Doom and Gloom here is a good choice because of the significant amount of AoE damage to all enemies. It also applies a vulnerability debuff to all enemies, which can help me set up bigger attacks. Scrape can be useful, but I don't think it's that useful. Let's take the Doom and Gloom. I think it's a better choice overall. Alright, based on the current cards I have, I think I should either upgrade the Flame Barrier or the Glacier. Because Flame Barrier is already upgraded, let's upgrade the Glacier instead. Alright, the Collector, one of the many unique bosses encountered in Slay the Spire. The Collector appears as a mysterious figure who collects powerful artifacts, and his appearance and behavior change depending on the relics the player has. The Collector has 2 minions, the Chosen and the Sphere, who support him with various abilities. The Collector himself has high health and attacks that deal significant damage, as well as the ability to steal a random card from the player's hand. It looks like the Collector sits on a throne made of gold and bones. I guess the throne is itself adorned with various skulls and other skeletal remains, suggesting that the Collector has been collecting bones as well as treasures from his victims. And it looks like a giant crow skull, right? Yeah, quite fitting for the macabre theme of Slay the Spire. The Torchheads are mysterious entities that serve the Collector. They are made up of a body of flame with a skull for a head. They wield torches as weapons. I have no idea where they come from or how they come to serve the Collector, but they are certainly dangerous. In general, I guess it's hard to say whether it makes sense to attack the Torchheads first or the Collector first. If I have a lot of AoE damage, I could probably take out the minions quickly, but if I have a lot of single target damage, maybe I can try to hit the Collector. Also, it's interesting, right? We always assume that the Collector is male. I guess online, usually it's referred to with masculine pronouns, suggesting that it is male. But it seems a little sexist. I don't think we should assign gender to non-human entities or characters. I think we should just call it it. Alright, so between these 2 cards, I think I should take the Dai. Very powerful AoE damage, deals significant damage to all enemies. Great choice for clearing out groups of weaker foes. Yeah, let's take it. So boss relics. Given these 3, I think I should take the Pandora's Box. Yeah, it would allow me to transform all my strikes and defense into other random cards, potentially giving me access to much more powerful cards. Wait, didn't I have 3 strikes and 1 defend? Oh no, never mind, I exchanged all the strikes for bites. Oh, okay, in that case, since I already removed all my starting strikes, maybe Pandora's Box is not that great. Maybe I should take the Mark of Pain as my boss relic. So Mark of Pain allows me to gain 1 additional energy every turn in exchange for having 2 wounds in my draw pile. Yeah, because I have a lot of high cost cards and strength, I think Mark of Pain would be a strong choice. Yeah, let's take it. Yeah, so the bell is really good too. It would add a curse into my deck, which can be both good and bad. But yeah, let's take the Mark of Pain. Alright, fighting the Orbwalker here. Look at that. Why did the Orbwalker cross the road? To get to the other side of my deck, where it can sit there doing nothing while I try to fight its boss. Seriously, what kind of enemy just floats around and doesn't even attack? Talk about being useless. Well, at least I got something out of it. I think based on my deck, I should probably take the Escape Plan. It's a low-cost, very versatile card. Can help me cycle through my deck faster and improves the chances of drawing my key cards. Reassurance can be good, but it requires setting up vulnerability on enemies, which can be difficult to do consistently. Yeah, let's take the Escape Plan. Alright, look at that. The Darklings, it looks like there's something attached, like a separate creature attached to the body of the other creature. Mischievous imp-like creatures. Very weird. Alright, here between Second Wind and Pressure Points, I think I definitely should take the Second Wind. Powerful skill allows me to remove all my wounds and status cards and curses. Yeah, Pressure Points can be decent, but I don't think I'll take it. Alright, so here I can choose to take the Red Mask Relic, which can be quite useful. It allows me to avoid having to discard any cards at the end of your turn, but giving up all my gold might make it more difficult to purchase useful items or cards in future shops. I think I should leave this event and keep my gold. It can be useful, but I don't think it's worth the gold. Alright, so here I think I should buy the Anchor Relic for 150 gold. It'll give me 10 starting block each combat, which is very useful, especially in the later stages, where enemies deal significant amounts of damage. I could also consider removing a card. It will only cost me 75 gold. Yeah, let's remove the Injury. It's a card that gives me a status, and I don't think I need it. Let's just remove it. Okay. And then lastly, with the remaining gold I have, let's see. Definitely not Tranquility. It's not the most useful card for me. Instead, I think I should either buy White Noise or Secret Technique. I could also try to remove the Normality, but no, let's just buy the White Noise. That's all the gold I can afford. That's all the gold I have. Alright, fighting a bunch of enemies here, including the Repulsor. It's a very interesting enemy in Slay the Spire. It's one of the few that does not directly deal damage. Instead, it has an ability to repel the player's attack back at me, which can be quite frustrating. But if I can remove the repel's buff or stun it, I can easily take it down. It's a very unique and challenging enemy, and adds a lot of variety to the game. Right, so here I'm thinking of taking the Consume. It will be a good choice for me. It will allow me to cycle through my deck faster and make use of my orbs. Oh wait, no, never mind. It allows me to gain 2 focus, but lose 1 orb slot. Oh, but I only have 1 orb slot, so if I remove it, I won't have any. So maybe in that case, Scrape would be a better choice. It will allow me to discard cards from your hand and gain block for each card discarded. Since I have a lot of cards in my deck, this can be a useful way to thin out my hand and increase my chance of drawing the cards I need. Alright. What about Slay the Spire as a whole? I think it's a very popular and well-designed game. Lots of depth and replayability. It has received critical acclaim for its unique combination of deck building and roguelike elements, and its ability to create interesting and challenging runs for players. It's a great example of a well-executed indie game. And then let's roast the Nemesis. Nemesis, more like Nemesis, because that's all you do. Miss all your attacks and make a fool of yourself. You think you're so tough with your fancy armor and big sword, but all you are is a sad excuse for a boss. I bet you cry yourself to sleep every night knowing that you'll never be as good as the real bosses in this game. You're nothing but a punching bag with delusions of grandeur. Why are you called Nemesis anyway? I guess it comes from Greek mythology, right? Where Nemesis was the goddess of retribution and divine vengeance against those who showed arrogance before the gods. I guess it does live up to its name, being a vengeful foe that can be a challenge to defeat. Alright, next I got Lantern. It's a relic that gives me additional energy on the first turn of each combat. Very useful. I can also choose between Tantrum and Rage. I think I should definitely take the Tantrum. It deals a significant amount of damage and provides a good ways to get into the Wrath stance, while Rage requires me to have strength already in order to be effective. Alright, Spheric Guardian here. Hey, what do you call a ball that thinks it's tough? The Spheric Guardian. With all those spikes and defenses, you'd think it was trying to compensate for its lack of arms. And those elemental orbs it summons? More like elemental orbs of disappointment. Because even with all that fancy magic, it still can't seem to beat a simple adventurer like me. Alright, between Indignation and Escape Plan? I think I'll take the Escape Plan. Yeah, it's a cheap card. It allows me to cycle through my deck faster and potentially allows me to draw the cards I need to win. Yeah, let's take the Escape Plan. Indignation is not bad, but it's situational and might not always be the best option. Alright, next, let's see. So, which of these cards I should upgrade? I think I should upgrade a Defend card. Yeah, just to make sure I have enough block. Sure, let's do that. Okay. Next, I got the Sundial Relic. It allows me to gain extra energy whenever you play 3 or more cards in a single turn. And then after that, I have the Falling event. Is that event where I have to navigate through a series of obstacles, making choices, potentially losing health? No. I have to remove 1 card. Okay. So based on this, I think I remove the Charged Battery. It is a good card, but it's not as essential as the Metallicize or the Sense of Time. Metallicize and Sense of Time are both very strong cards. Yeah, let's remove the Charged Battery. It'll help me streamline my deck and make it more consistent. Okay. A Reptomancer. I guess Repto means reptile. It kind of looks like a snake. And Necromancer, it's a combination of reptile Necromancer. I guess the Reptomancer controls a horde of what you could call snake-like creatures and resurrects them constantly from the dead. Alright, next I got Akabiko. It's a rare relic that doubles the damage dealt by any attack that deals 7 or more. I always wondered what it means. So apparently, Akabiko is a legendary cow from the Aizu region of Japan. The word Aka means red, and Biko means cow. And it's said to have saved a noble from danger and was thereafter considered a sacred animal in their region. And I guess the relic in the game refers to the cow's legendary strength and protective abilities. Alright, next to choose between Halt and Wave the Hand, I think I will take the Halt. It's a solid block card and can be upgraded to provide additional energy. Wave the Hand can be situationally useful, but I think Halt is the more generally reliable pick. Right, as I fight the Spire Growth, I wonder which curse in the game do I like least? I think that has to be the Normality, right? It's a very annoying curse. Limits me to only play 1 card per turn until the curse is removed. Alright, moving on. So next is a card choice between Scrape and Claw. So I think I should go for Scrape. It would help me get rid of any unwanted and unplayable cards in my hand, and also provide some sort of card draw. Claw is a decent damage card, but it may not be as useful this late in the game, especially if I have stronger cards. Alright, so based on the fact that I have 85 HP, I think I should take the option to gain 2 colorless cards for 5 HP. Alright, so here I have a choice between Swift Strike and the Forethought, as well as Sadistic Nature and Enlightenment. So I think I should take Swift Strike and Enlightenment. So Swift Strike is a decent, cheap attack card. Enlightenment can help me cycle through my deck faster. The other 2 cards can be powerful, but I think Swift Strike and Enlightenment are a better choice. The Writhing Mass, look at that. It's definitely one of the more unsettling enemies in Slay the Spire. Its design seems to be inspired by Lovecraftian horrors, with its writhing tentacles and grotesque mouth. The way it slowly moves towards me, also seemingly pulsating with malevolent energy, really adds up to the atmosphere of dread and foreboding. Generally, I think the design is very effective in creating a feel of unease in players. Generally, my strategy against the Writhing Mass is to have attacks that deal damage to multiple targets at once. Since it splits into multiple small units each time it takes a certain amount of damage, it's also helpful to have ways to deal with multiple enemies at once, such as Area of Effect cards, or cards like Dual Wield or Echo Form. Alright, so here I think I should definitely take the Entrench. So it allows me to block the value, to double the block of the value of my turn. Yeah, let's take it. Alright, final rest side before the final boss. Let's see, should I upgrade the Whirlwind? Wait, never mind, I don't have Whirlwind. What about the Flame Barrier or the Entrench? Wait, never mind, both of those are already upgraded. How about Skewer and Flame Barrier? Actually, no, those are upgraded too. Yeah, okay, so it's either Glacier or Limit Break. Let's see, so Glacier is already upgraded. Yeah, let's upgrade the Limit Break then. Alright, fighting against Dono and Deka here. So they're two of the final bosses in Slay the Spire. They were named after the two game developers who created the game, Anthony Giovanetti and Casey Yano. Dono is an anagram of Anthony, while Deca is an anagram of Casey. Wait, so usually an anagram is a word or phrase formed by rearranging the letters of a different word or phrase. So typically using all of the original letters. For example, listen is an anagram of the word silent. So if I rearrange the letters from Deca, I would get Casey. Actually, no, there is no D in Casey. So never mind. These are not anagrams. Actually, Deca is a shortened version of the decahedron, which refers to the shape of Deca. Dono and Deca are both shapes, with Dono resembling a rounded hexagon, and Deca a 10-sided shape. Actually, if I count, Deca only has 8 sides, 4 in the front and 4 in the bottom, not 10. So maybe it's just random. Maybe it's a reference to the Greek word Deca, which means 10, rather than the number of sides on the figure. And just for fun, let's do a roast of Dono and Deca. How about in the voice of Rick from Rick and Morty? Hey, Dono and Deca, you guys look like a couple of D&D dice gone horribly wrong. Dono, what's with the ugly mug? You look like you got hit by a truck full of Play-Doh. And Deca, nice symmetry, buddy. It's like you were designed by a 6-year-old with a protractor. I mean, seriously, you guys are so two-dimensional, you make a pancake look like a cube. But hey, at least you're not as useless as a D12 in a game of Yahtzee. Am I right, Morty? And then, imagine if Morty was there, he would reply, I don't know, man. Dono and Deca, more like Dumb and Dumber, am I right? These guys are so big, they make Mr. Goldenfold look like a hobbit. And Deca got those creepy tentacles, which is just gross. I mean, I guess they're tough, but they're about as subtle as Jerry's attempts to impress Beth. Oh, geez, I hope they didn't hear me say this. Alright, I finally finished the run. I received 1,033 points. That's a great score. I had a lot of fun playing. Looking at the other scores from today, though, for example, Vorpal got 1416, so that's not that high. So there are multiple things that may have contributed to Vorpal's high score. So one factor is the path and events I encountered might have been different for Vorpal. Additionally, the cards and relics I got might affect my score. Some cards and relics are worth more points than others. It's also possible that Vorpal played at a higher ascension level, which would increase the difficulty and potential points gained of a run. Yeah, overall, I think to understand the exact factors, I would have to do a more detailed analysis of both runs. Alright, I think that's it for today, so thanks for joining us today, everyone. We hope you enjoyed the show and learned something new. If you played Slay the Spire and have some tips or tricks you'd like to share, we love to hear them in the comments below. And if you're like Vorpal and have completed some impressive runs, we'd love to hear about your strategies too. Remember, the more we share our experiences, the more we can learn and grow as players. That's all for now, folks, and thanks for tuning in to Happy Up Here, and we'll see you next time.